Alright, moving on to the Hunchback of Notre Dame, right here. Also got Quasimodo right here. It's a little dirty. There we go. Oh, e, 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 e. Right there. He's right there. So, yeah. Hold on. Fall break. There we go. You can still kind of see him. So, this is probably one of the darkest Disney movie of the entire Disney Renaissance. A couple years ago, I bought this double feature right here from the Walmart, and I brought it over to my mom's so my son and I can watch it. And we watched it, and I guess I had forgotten how dark it was because we were sitting there watching it. And yeah, Disney's been dark before with Pinocchio and stuff like that, but really, this is dark. Like, you have the villain, Frollo, who is obsessed with a gypsy. Not because he hates gypsies, he does, but he covets her. It's lust for her. And he also hates that. And he's probably one of the better Disney villains out there, too. Judge Claude Frollo. Voiced by the late, great Tony Jay. And you have Esmeralda, who I believe was voiced by Demi Moore. Phoebus, voiced by Kevin Kline. And Tom Hulse voices Quasimodo. And you have the little gargoyles. Okay, couple things that I want to point out. The gargoyles. When you were watching the first half of this movie, it's up to your imagination whether or not they're real, or if they're really moving, or if it's just in Quasimodo's head. But that's thrown in the trash in the second half when you have the gargoyles fighting off Frollo's soldiers. So, does it do a good job of, like, he's with them, and when someone shows up, they're all statue. But I don't know. Also, thinking about this, and I explained this, how Disney likes to do their love stories. I was talking about in Pocahontas, how they went for a love story in the first Pocahontas, and then the second one decided to go more towards what actually happened historically, sort of. Well, here you have sort of a double, it's a love triangle, or a love square if you count Frollo. But Quasimodo, who is our main character, does not get the girl. That is one of the most anti-Disney things that Disney has done. Our main character does not get the girl. Simba got Nala. Pocahontas sort of got John Smith. They were sort of together, but he left. Mulan gets Shan Yu. Maybe Shan Yu. Shang. Shan Yu gets Shang. I don't know. What the hell is Shan Yu? That's not the bad guy's name, is it? No. Gets Shang. Ariel gets Prince Eric. Aladdin gets Jasmine. But here, the main love thing doesn't work. Quasimodo doesn't get Esmeralda. She ends up with Phoebus. And then the second film ruins that. I had an opinion on Pocahontas 2. We're talking about Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. Because I remember watching the stuff on the Disney Channel for the second one, showing that now Phoebus and Esmeralda had a son. And I'm like, oh, so they're not going to correct their mistake. I'm thinking, okay, it's Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. First thing you have to do is retcon stuff. Have Esmeralda realize she's in love with Quasimodo, but they didn't do that. They went in a different direction. So now you have Esmeralda and Esmeralda and Phoebus have a son named Zephyr. I don't remember. And then Quasimodo has another love story with another woman. I don't know, that one's not as memorable. But here, I always thought that, you know, Quasimodo and Esmeralda should have got together. I know in the book he dies, but it's a Disney movie, so they should have got together, right? She ends up with Phoebus, who he's not a bad person. He actually, drove her to, forced her into the sanctuary of Notre Dame, whatever, to protect her. But here's another thing. So Frollo hates gypsies, and he allows them to do the Festival of Fools. And this whole story is a Quasimodo. He's ugly, and stuff. So, beginning of this, the Quasimodo is ugly. He's a monster, and beauty is on the inside and stuff like that, and and he's got to learn to live within the world. Frollo has lied to him his entire life. You are a monster. You don't belong with them. Only because of his hideous look. So the story begins with Clopin, I believe is how you pronounce it, little jester guy, telling the story. He says it's a story of man and monster. Of a man and a monster. And you think, okay, Frollo's the man, and Quasimodo is the monster. But this time, when I heard that, I thought about it for a minute, and going through the film, it's the other way around. Yes, he's deformed, he's disfigured, but by the end of the film, Frollo is the monster, and Quasi has been accepted by the people as a human being. So by the end of the film, it's the other way around, and you have Frollo falling off Notre Dame into fire, much like his songs, in fire, hellfire, which this is animated spectacularly, and that song, the sequence is just fantastic. And then there's the song, "Does your head shaped like a croissant is? No gotta bother, she's gotta love a guy like you." And of course, out there, I don't know, that's all I know. But yes, this is a fantastic film. One of my favorites. I think it's dark and it works, especially for this kind of story. It's a dark story. It works. The dark tone works. Yeah, it had a few negatives, but I'm gonna give this one a 9. I enjoy it. I thought it was gonna be a 10, but no, there are some problems. But I'm gonna give it a 9. I enjoy it. It's good to watch. It's probably not as rewatchable as, say, Lion King, Aladdin, or The Rescuers Down Under, but it's good. I highly recommend it. Give it a 9 out of 10, like I said. So what are your thoughts on A Hunchback of Notre Dame? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.